Okay. Alright, in this video we're just going to create a kind of like a racing poster. You can do it as like a poster or maybe some hero cards or something like that. But what we're going to do is first open up your Photoshop and we're going to go to New File. We're going to create a new file. Alright, so 16 by 20 or the 20 by 16 is what I want to use, but I'm gonna do it just for this video a little bit smaller, so 10 inches wide by 8 inches high. And you can do this in pixels too. It would be 3000 by 2400. So our resolution is 300. So whatever, if you want to do it in pixels, so you would multiply the 300 times 8 would be 2400, and then 300 times 10 would be 3000. Alright, so color mode is RGB, color at 8-bit, background is black, color profile is sRGB. You can also use Adobe RGB, either one. But I kind of just tend to use sRGB, and we'll go ahead and create, and that's going to create our basically an 8 by 10 document here. So this is our background here. We're just going to go ahead and unlock it, and I'm going to create a new solid color, and we're going to make it black, and then I'm just going to delete this and then call this background. So what I'm doing there is we can change this color at any time. So once you do your thing, if you want to change the background color, you just double click on it and then pick whatever color you want. It just makes it more versatile. You don't have to do it that way. If you know it's going to be black, you can just leave it black, whatever. Alright, so that is the very start of our thing. We just have our little background, and what I want to do now is open an image of a car. So let's go to File, and then you're going to go to Place Embedded. And I have a bunch of posters that I've done, but let's go, and I probably should have picked this out before, but I'm just kind of being lazy. Let's see, I did some cars. Let's see, I already did one for her. It really doesn't matter what image that you're going to use, but we'll just say, let's grab this one here, this Maverick. Alright, so it's going to place that in there, and when you do Place File, Place Embed, it's going to put it in as a smart object. Now, this computer, if you watch some of my other videos, is super slow, but it still works, so we're good there. It's thinking about placing the image. I could have been halfway done with this by now. Alright, so here we have this car, and we're just gonna make it larger. Alright, so next thing we want to do is we want to cut out this car. So probably the easy way, I mean, you can go to your selections tool here and click Select Subject, and it will do an okay job, but I like to manually do it the hard way with the pen tool. And basically we're going to click on our pen tool here and make sure you're on a path up here, and I'm going to make this larger so I can see. So if you hit Control or Command and then your plus icon, it's going to make it larger, and if you hit the minus icon, it will make it smaller. Alright, so it just kind of zooms in and out so we can kind of see what we're doing. Now if we hold down our space bar, we can drag it to where we want it. Alright, so I'm just going to kind of start here, and I really roughly use a pen tool. So I just make a point and then make another point, and then where it missed, I will actually just select it, make another point, and then hold down Control or Command, and you can drag it down like that. So a lot of this stuff really isn't super important with this image, what we have here. Alright, so then you're going to have this curve. Alright, so a couple different ways. You can go about maybe halfway and put a point, and then do that trick with add a point. Hold down Control and drag it down like that. And then we'll do it the same way like this. And if it's not lining up, if it's kind of being funky, you can, while you're holding down Control, you can drag the point of this little handles here and kind of make it fit right. Alright, so we'll do like that. And I'm going to fast forward this video, but basically, instead of my thing's froze up. Instead of dragging, making a point and dragging, which you can, I just find it easier for me to just make a point close and then pull it down using the Control. Alright, so we will kind of go around here, and then using holding down your space bar, you can move it to the next spot. And we're just kind of tracing this out. And it doesn't have to be, it really doesn't have to be perfect, but if you want it to be perfect, that's on you. Depending on what I'm actually doing, because we're going to have some background elements in here too that can kind of cover up, I guess you would say, any slight mistakes that we have made in the cutouts. Alright, so I kind of messed up there, so I'm going to grab my Control and go here. And another thing too, you can go into your settings here and make the thickness of your path bigger. It's on 1 pixel, but you can change it all the way to 3 and make that line a lot bigger to see, or smaller, either way. And you can change the color of it too. But with this car, we can see the blue decently good enough, I guess you would say. So alright, so this is the point in the video where we're just fast forwarding through and have that. And here we have this, and this tire might be kind of hard to see, but I think we'll be okay. And boom, and boom, and we're gonna go ahead and do this rear slick too, so okay, so once you have that all pen tooled out and you close the path, what we're going to do now is you can right click and then we're going to hit make selection. And what you want to do is your feather radius, you can leave it at 0, leave your anti-alias check marked and operation new selection. But I'm going to put a really super small feather on this of 0.2, and we'll hit OK. and that's going to make us make a selection of the car. Okay, so now what we want to do is make sure that our layer is selected and then hit mask. And that's just going to mask it out. And that did a pretty decent job. The only thing I don't like is there is, from this camera, there is some lines here where that camera had a chromatic aberration, purple here. I think what we'll do is we'll just take this into Camera Raw and fix that. But I like this cutout and this size, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna rasterize this layer. So we're gonna right click on it, click rasterize it, because we're not gonna change the size of it, so it's okay. And then this mask, we're gonna click on the mask, right click, and then apply it. So now we just have this, because I don't need anything of the track for what I'm doing with this image. So we have that. Now I'm going to attempt to go into Camera Raw with this screen recorder going, so I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen. It may crash everything, but let's see. Filter, Camera Raw filter. That's going to open it up in Camera Raw. Maybe. Okay, so what we can do here is I want to get rid of that purple. Okay, so this purple tinge, and if we go into optics here, this purple amount, our sample fringe here, you're gonna click on this and then just click on the purple and it'll make it go away. Alright, so that did a pretty good job. And then you want to put that back, and so you have to click on it again to deselect it. And that got rid of the purple there, but what about that purple that was in the headlights? It did a pretty good job, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it again. So let's go ahead and hit the purple there. Yeah, I think we're good. Alright, so I'm done in this right now, so we'll hit OK. And our purple is gone now. Okay, but there is some still some lines. It's probably gonna be okay, but we can fix them. We can fix them just by masking it out some more. So we'll just make it purple. Grab maybe we'll grab our pen tool and just kind of go like this. Say Alt. Do that, and then we'll just hit Make Selection. We'll hit OK, and then we'll do a mask, and then we'll just invert it. Okay, so now that we have this mask, we can just go in our brush tool and is my caps lock gone? I don't understand this thing sometimes, just does some weird things. So let's bring our, there we go. Alright. So now we can make sure we're on black here. It's not resizing. It is at 50. We're having technical difficulties. So anyways, I'm just going to take my brush and kind of darken that down a little bit. Without affecting the alright, good enough. Good enough for who it's for, Christopher. There we go. Alright. And technically this isn't the most professional way to cover it up, but it's gonna work because I said so. Alright, good enough. Alright, so now that we have that, I'm just going to go ahead and right click and apply this layer mask. Right click. Alright. So now I'm just going to make a copy of this. So if you hold down Alt or Option and drag down or up, it will make a copy of this. So this copy here, we're going to flip vertically. So we need to hit Control or Command T. That's going to bring up our transform tool, and then you can right click anywhere inside that and just put flip vertical. And then we're going to hold down Shift and drag it down to about there. Alright, now we want to grab both of them. So we're going to click on one, hold down Shift, click on the other, hit Control T, and we're just going to drag them up. Okay, so it's not covering the whole thing, and that's okay. I think I want about right here. Alright, so we'll just double click in this one and call this reflection. And enter, and then we're just going to take the opacity of this way down. Okay, and I think I'm going to move them down even further. Control T, I want this in the center, close to it. Alright, good enough. So there we have that. Now we can go, let's go above our background layer. And we're going to add a gradient. Alright, so this gradient, when your gradient fill box comes up on this gradient part here, just click in that. And then you go down to legacy gradients. Now if you don't have those, if you go, I have a video on how to get the legacy gradients. I'll just put a link on that and how to get them, but they're free from Adobe. But legacy gradients, we're going to go down to this one that says metals, and we're going to pick this gray one here. Alright, we're going to hit OK, and then I'm going to change the angle to about like that, and then I want to move it, so I want more of the gray. I want it like this. Okay, right about like so. We'll hit OK. Alright, so that's our little glossy looking gradient, which is pretty cool. Alright, so now we need to add some lettering. Alright, so we're going to create some text. This is I believe a 70 Maverick. It's driven by Greg Slack. So let's make some text. Alright, so basically just go to your type tool and horizontal. Now I picked this font, Monocoque. It is a paid font. I'll leave a link down below from Envato Elements. But I like using this one. It just basically has the look that I want without having to manipulate a lot of stuff. And this is the italic version. You can go in the regular version, but the italic version looks more racy to me, so we'll have that. We'll go ahead and backspace, and let's just do SLACK. And that is his name. Now we want to make this larger, so we'll hit Control T. There we go. Control T. Alright, so a couple different ways you can scale. You can actually come up here, make sure this link is linked, and just drag and make it larger. You can do it that way. You can come over here to your character panel and just type in whatever number you want. Let's say 200 and hit enter. And then we'll make it that big, so that's too big, so let's try 175, hit enter. You can mess around with that all day, but the easiest way, I just hit Control T, and I'm going to drag this down to where I can see it. And then if you hold down Alt or Option and just drag in the handles in or out to resize. Alright, so we'll just say I want to make it about as wide as the car. Maybe a little bit bigger, like so. And we're going to hit enter. Now I want to make sure this is centered up, okay? So by eyeballing it, it looks like it needs to go to the left. But if we click on our move tool here and click on your three dots and then align to canvas, and then this center one here will center it up. So it moved it directly in the center. If you want it to center vertically, you would click on that, but we don't want that. We just want it centered left to right or horizontal. And then if we have our move tool selected, we can just drag it down. Alright, so I want it about right here. And now we want to decorate this. Alright, so a couple different things. We can use the yellow and the orange or green from the car. Let's go ahead and double click on this. And that's going to bring up our effects. Blending options, we can bevel and emboss it, we can add a stroke around it. Let's color it. Let's do our gradient overlay. We're going to click on our gradient overlay, and basically whatever you used last will show up here, but we're just going to change the colors here. So let's click on this. The black I might leave. Let's go to our red stop, click on your color box here, and then kind of see what this looks like. You just kind of use colors from the car. And then if you pick this, like I want this little brighter green here, but it's sticking me into black, so we'll just move it up some. Do I like that color? I don't know. I think I like the yellowish one. Let's pick from the bumper. Or maybe from this bright. Maybe about here, but let's drag it in. Drag it up to make it brighter. Okay, I think I like that. And let's mess around with this black color. Let's see. I don't know if I like that. Yeah. Maybe this green here. I don't really like that. We could make it darker. Yeah. We can always come back. So if you hit OK and then hit OK again. Now you can drag this gradient too once you get back. Alright, let's just play with this. That's going to be okay for now. We can always come back and change that. Alright, so now let's do a stroke. Let's add a stroke around it. And the stroke is gray. Let's go back to maybe this orange. And then let's make this stroke about 16 or 17. That's too big. Oh, 16. 16. Maybe let's go up to 20. Okay, 20 is okay. Alright, I think I'm going to leave it at that, but now I want to emboss it. So let's go to bevel and emboss. And if we reset this to default, it's going to have an inner bevel on the letters. Okay, which that looks pretty cool. But I also want to do it on the stroke, so we're going to have to duplicate this layer. Alright, so we're at 90 and 30, 15. Alright, so let's go ahead and make a copy of this. Let's hit Control J. And then we're just going to make this, actually we need to be on the bottom one. The bottom one, let's change our bevel and emboss to stroke emboss, so it's bevels the stroke. But we're not going to see it. We need to convert this to Smart Object. And then, oh wait, Control Z. Let's turn off the stroke of this one. Let's go back to this one. Bevel and emboss and bring this up to like 300 and something. This is all trial and error, just to kind of get the look. And I want to bring my highlights up some. Okay, I think I like that look. Maybe have some shadow in there. Okay, I think I like that. Alright, so we'll go ahead and hit OK. And then these two, I'm just gonna put them into a group. So select both of them and then hit your little folder. And then I'll just change this to last name. Alright, so we have that, but I want it to go under the car a little bit, so let's drag it down underneath. And when you do that, it puts the car in there too, which is cool. So let's mess around with that. 21%. Okay, alright, so I think I like where this is going now, and let's see, we could do his first name up here, or we could put Super Gas or Maverick or 70. Actually, let's do that. So let's grab this copy, and we're going to hold down Alt and drag up to make a copy of this. And then I'm just going to change this, double click on this, change the text to 70, or maybe, what is that, apostrophe, 70, and then Control T, and drag it up here. Now we have kind of an issue here, don't we? Because you can't see that apostrophe. So let's double click on this. And then if we click right here, in between where that apostrophe should be in the 7. And if we hold down Alt and then just do a right arrow once, twice, something like that, that'll be good. And then if we turn our stroke back on, what do you think about that? I think it looks okay. Let's make it smaller though. Control T. And we'll just go like this. And we're going to play around with the stroke because it's too big. Let's go up to our stroke and we'll probably go about half of that. So half of 20 is 10, right? Do I like that? Yeah, sure. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and make a copy of this one, Control J, and then we'll double click on this, hit backspace, and then M-A-V-E-R-I-C-K. That's how you spell Maverick, right? Yeah. Okay, now, Control T, we're going to hold down Shift and drag it over. I think I like that. And then we're going to group these two. So click on Maverick, hold down Shift, click the other one, put it in a folder. And when you put this in a folder, we'll just put this car, year, and model. When you put it on a folder, you can line it up also. So lined canvas in the center. It was pretty close anyways. Alright, so that is that much of it. And we could do some messing now. So let's grab this. Let's make a copy of the. I'm just going to name this original car, and I'm going to hit Control J to make a copy. And I'm going to call this car blur. Okay, so let's go up to filter, blur, motion blur. And then we're gonna make this angle kind of match the way the car is going. Okay, that's -8, so -9. Let's run the wrong direction, Chris. -4, -3, and crank it all the way. Nope. I think -4 or -2 is better. Okay, that's gonna be okay. I don't know if I want a lot. Just kind of mess with it till you see what you like. $14.20. Well, a drag strip is $13.20. Alright, we're going with $13.20. Let's go ahead and hit OK. And now what we want to do is select the original car layer, but we're going to hit Control and click. And that's going to select that car, and then we're going to go up to the car blur, and then we're going to hit the mask button. Okay, but we want to reverse this, so Control or Command I will invert that mask, and there you have it. That's pretty cool. The only thing I don't like is that gap in the tire there, but we can cover it up with something, or we could just rotate it. Let's go to reflection, Control T. Let's rotate it just a little bit and move it up. Maybe like so. Do I like that? I don't know. I think I do. Maybe let's move the last name. Let's Control T that. Maybe go down a little bit. I like it. Alright. Okay, so technically you could do this in about 10 minutes, but I really didn't have a vision of what I wanted to do, so we're just kind of winging things here. Let's go ahead and add, let's go to this gradient. I think we want to make this darker, so let's bring our gradient down. Let's go. Oh, that looks pretty cool. Looks pretty cool without the gradient. Let's bring the gradient up. I think I like that. But you know what I don't like? I think the car blur, I think I want to get rid of this part. So let's go in the mask of the car blur. Let's grab a brush And let's make sure we're on black. Yeah, if we hit our right bracket, let's just get rid of this top part to here, maybe even down here. What do we think about that? I think I like that, but I think I want to extend this off the page, so we're going to hold down shift and drag this out, and we're since this is a mask, we can paint that back in. So let's change our color to white, and we can just bring this back in. Actually, let's bring our flow all the way up, and it's okay, we're messing up a little bit, but we're gonna fix it. Not to worry, not to worry. Okay, let's control click on the car again. It's gonna select that. And now we're on the mask. Let's go back to black, and look at that. We're painting out here and it's not doing anything because we have this selection is protecting everything outside. Alright, so Control D will deselect that. I think that looks pretty gangster, but I might do some other little bitty things. What else do we want to put in this? What else do we want to do, Christopher? Alright, I think maybe we'll put his first name in and then just add some bling things, and then we'll be done. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab our type tool again. And this time let's do cursive, or a script, however you want to say it. I call it cursive. And then I'm going to use this Alfresco, and this was from Adobe Fonts. So if you have Adobe Fonts, you can download Alfresco or install it. Let's go with the bold version, and let's go ahead and type in G, capital R-E-G. Do I like that? We're gonna like it. Alright, Control T, and I'm just gonna bring this down to about here. And what do we want to do with effects on this one? We could go to our Maverick and right click on the effects and hit copy layer style, and then go back to our Greg and right click and hit paste layer style. There it is. And we could do that. It's kind of overloaded. Maybe the stroke's too big on this one. Let's double click that and bring our stroke down to, that looks good enough, 6. Hit OK, and then let's Control T or Command T, hold down Alt. Let's make it a little bit bigger. And let's hold down Shift and bring it down to that. What do we think about that? I think it's okay. I think I like it. What else can we do? We want to make some streaks here, so let's go ahead and create a new layer. Actually, we don't have to do that. Let's delete this. Let's go to File, Place Embedded, and let's open up to our, I should have turned my phone notifications off. Sorry if you hear a ding every now and then. I don't get many, but sometimes. Alright, let's go into my photo data where it is 1500 visual effect overlays. I think I got these from Artixi. It was like $4 or something. I'll try to find the link and put it down below, but let's go to stars and flares. There's a bunch of flares and stuff in here that are, you can make yourself, but why? It's just a whole lot easier to do this. Let's go with, let's see what this flare 15 looks like. go ahead and hit place. And I kind of like that. Let's put it right here for now. We'll hit enter. We'll change our blend mode to screen or lighten. Not color dodge. Screen looks good. And then we will Control T. Where do we want to put this? Let's put this one here. Put that one there. It's too much. It's too much. Play around with opacity. We'll go ahead and do that. Alright, so let's go ahead and Control J for a copy and Control T to transform it. Let's move it around. Let's put it right on this hub. And enter. And I think what I'm going to do with this one is right click. Let's rasterize this layer. And let's go to filter, blur, motion blur again. And how much motion blur do we want? Yeah, that looks good enough. Okay. We'll hit OK, and then we'll hit Control T, and then Control minus. Let's hold down Shift and just drag this out. I might not like this. I think it might be too much, but I think I like it here. Yeah, let's start over and just make this on the name. And I think this one here, I think I don't like it, so maybe let's delete that. So drag it down to the trash, but let's go ahead and get a different one. File, place embedded. And let's see, Flare 81, is that the one? Flare 81 might be the one. Let's see what you look like. Yeah, I think this will work. Let's go to filter, blur, and let's just do Gaussian blur on this one. Like that, so let's put it on the screen, and Control T, smart filter, I don't want a smart filter, let's rasterize it, right click, rasterize layer, POW, Control T, maybe something like so. We'll bring our opacity down. That's good. Now we need to play around with this one because that color, let's change the color of it. So probably easiest way would be a hue saturation. Let's go down to this little thing here, adjustment layers, hue saturation, and we want to clip it to that layer so it only affects that one. We'll hit colorize. And then I want to get in maybe some yellow. Let's bring our saturation up so we can see what we're doing. What do you think? The green or yellow or orange or red or blue? There's no blue in this photo really, so that's going to be kind of weird. I think we hit it right here. I think we're good there. Yeah, I like it. Alright, let's do something else. We need some more bling. More bling. File, place embedded. Where are you? or 74 maybe. Let's hit place. That could be good. This, and then let's change this to light in your screen. Control T, let's make it smaller. Use your arrow keys. If you're using your mouse and it's not lining up, just use your arrow left and rights. And I think maybe we'll just do one more copy of this one. Control J, Control T, and maybe put one around here somewhere. Alright, I think we're good. Maybe this. Maybe this color isn't right. But you have to watch, because if you have something on screen, that background is still black, you'll end up with this square. So if you're messing around with lightness and you start seeing that square, you went too far. So just bring it back darker. I don't know. I kind of like that powerful green right there. That looks pretty cool. Let's bring the saturation down more. Okay, I think we're good there. Alright, so let's mess around with this car a little bit. So this car, the original car right here, let's add a curves layer on top of this one, and we want it only to affect this original car, so we're going to hit our clipping mask, make it a little bit brighter. Maybe just a little bit of brightness to it. Okay, I think we're good. Alright, I think we're good. So what we're going to do now is click on the very top, and then we're going to merge everything together and do one last thing. So you make sure you're on your very top layer. And then you're going to hit Control or Command Shift Alt or Option E. So Control Shift Alt and E, and it's going to make a copy, stamped copy of everything. So now we have this to work with, and let's go ahead and go into Camera Raw filter, Camera Raw, and we're just going to do a few little tweaks, and then I'm probably going to tweak it some more with maybe a color lookup or something. Alright, so we could add vignette to it if you wanted to. I'm not going to. Let's go in our basics here, and let's go with our exposure a little bit. Can add contrast. No, I don't like it like that. Clarity. It's too much. So it looks, actually that looks pretty cool, but it's just way too much. So we'll add a little bit of clarity. I mean, I kind of figure, like, if I add a lot of clarity, if you take contrast out, it doesn't look as funky. Funky Gold Medina. Alright. What about highlights? Get there. Shadows. Okay, maybe there. Lights. Good. Yeah, so texture. Maybe a little bit. I'm just kind of playing, like I know I would not really use dehaze, but sometimes. Okay, so vibrance and saturation. Like that just makes it look funky. That looks pretty cool. Alright, so vibrance won't saturate saturated colors. So, but if you add saturation, see what it does? It does some crazy funky. That looks pretty cool with no color. Alright. Okay, I think we're done playing here. Is there any... There's a little bit of noise in it. Let's go to detail and do noise reduction. And I think we're good. I think we're gonna call it a day. Okay, let's go ahead and hit OK. Alright, so this is gonna be our almost final. I think it's too dark. I think it went too dark. Let's turn everything else back on. And let's do a before and after. Okay, it did kind of make it a little bit dark, so we'll bring our opacity of that down. Okay, so we have that. Okay, and just for play, let's add a color lookup table and change it to night from day. And what I want to do here is like so, and then we'll invert the mask, Control I. Now let's grab a little brush, make sure we're on white, and maybe just kind of go around the car a little bit. Do we like that? It's too much. Is it too much? I guess it's alright like that. Let's put a little pop in these wheels. Let's go ahead and add curves. And then we're just going to take it all the way. Take it all the way up to here, and then Control I, the mask, grab our brush, and we're just going to do a little bit. So let's bring our flow down to like 20 something, and we'll just a little pop in the wheels, a little pop in the headlights, and pop on that emblem. Maybe some pop here. A little bit more pop in these lights. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're gonna call that a day. So I think what I will do is save it out. Let's go ahead and save it out. So let's go to File, Save a Copy. Today, maybe. Let's go desktop, new projects, and we'll just call this Greg. Why you do this on my computer? I don't want to save anything to the cloud. Like, I don't need the cloud. I have my computer. Greg Slack, Maverick, Poster, Design 1. And then we'll hit Save. And it's going to save it out. Maximize compatibility. I guess I don't know the difference. if we do it or if we don't do it. Alright, so that's that. Now let's go ahead and file, save a copy, and we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to change it to JPEG, and we're going to go ahead and hit save. And we want this to be maximum quality. It's only 3.3 megabytes. We'll hit OK, and it's going to save it out, and that is it. I think I like everything. It's a start, but I hope this will help you, like especially like in the just using little weird tricks with the text and then blurring the car out to make some like motion, and just little things like them little flares that just add a little bit. Some people like them, some people don't, but I hope this helped you. If you do like the video, hit like and maybe subscribe, and I will do some more. Thanks for watching.